My experience with domestic violence lasted for 36 years. My first memory of it was when I was 4 years old, laying in a hospital bed, receiving stitches for being thrown down a flight of concrete stairs. I watched my father punch my mother, slap her, throw her up against the walls or to the floor. That was the normal life. That's the only life I knew. My 9 other siblings became just like my parents. I experienced daily torture. They would burn me with lighters, with fireworks. They tried to hang me one time, so I had rope burns on my neck. And it was really hard for me to go to sleep because I was afraid who was going to come into my room that night and hurt me. I had a secret hiding place, which was an old car in the backyard that had no motor. I put some cardboard up there with a blanket, and I would curl up there, and I would dream of a different life than what I was experiencing. At age 16, my parents kicked me out for the final time. They let me know they were moving and there was no room for me. So I got an income-based apartment. I got furniture that was literally out of the trash and 3 jobs and managed to graduate high school. After high school, I got married at age 18 and realized there is a new kind of violence, one that you can't see. My husband blamed me for the loss of our first daughter that was a stillborn and the loss of 2 other pregnancies before we had the birth of our 3 daughters. He was very controlling, very violent, would threaten me daily, and at some times would starve me because he said I was too fat, I was ugly, I wasn't smart, and that no one would want me and 3 girls, and that I was lucky to have him. We were told what we could wear, how we could do our hair, what TV shows we could watch, what music we could listen to, and what time we could go to bed, which included myself. My girls would get off the school bus and go in the house and call me and let me know that they were safe and sound. I would talk to them about their snack, doing their homework, what time I would get home, the usual mom stuff. This particular day, my 9-year-old is crying hysterically, saying he's going to kill me. I get her calmed down to find out when she walked through the garage, she stepped in some grease and made 2 prints on the carpet before she realized it. Calmed her down and said, I'm on my way home now. I will take care of it before he gets home. Everything's going to be fine. I go home, I get it cleaned up, get her calmed down, but in between the time that I left work and got home to take care of everything, this little 9-year-old went to her room and wrote her last will and gave all of her prized possessions to her sisters because she was that scared. This is why we need to bring awareness of domestic violence for all of the innocent victims. I have broken the cycle of domestic violence with my family by first divorcing my abuser after 17 years of marriage. I got counseling for myself and for my girls and taught them that they needed to learn to love themselves. And I went to college, got an education. I started my own company, so I became financially independent. And the girls started seeing I was becoming alive inside, so they were as well. And then after being single for several years, I met my husband. I've known him for over 14 years. We'll be married 11 years in November. And he shows us every day what a man, a father, a husband, a stepfather should be. There's no fear in my relationship. There's just love and respect. As a community, to help victims become survivors is education. Bringing awareness that 1 out of 3 women and 1 out of every 7 men suffer domestic violence. It's not an easy subject to approach, but one that has to be. And it needs to start early. It needs to start in grade school, through high school, and even into college. We need to teach them that there is a different life and that that is not normal as what I was taught. Let them know that everyone needs to be treated with love and respect. No matter what your social economic background is, your level of education, everyone deserves respect and love. We have such a generous community here in Springfield, And I feel with continued support and education, we can make a difference. Ask me why I care.